Hello everyone, this is paiyaplays and welcome to my channel. This is my first ever video on here and I'm really excited to be presenting my first Sims of 2026 and of this channel. Let's get started. I usually start off by adding a skin overlay before I even really start editing the sim itself. So I usually use Northern Siberia winds and Obscurus overlays, but this one is a new one by Darkstone that I had been excited to try out. Some other things to keep in mind are that I use a default skin by Nasuri, default eyes by Elysian trait, and a no EA lashes mod. For facial sliders, I mostly use Obscurus sliders and the Tian Moon mouse scale slider. Those sliders are an absolute must-have in my game, no matter how many times I've restarted my CC folder. I think CC sliders just provide so much more freedom to edit your Sim's facial features and body compared to what the base game allows, so I will always recommend downloading some of those. For presets, I used a lot of Simtone presets and Obscurus presets. Here, I used a nose preset by Goli Haha that gave the sim a more defined looking nose. I also used one of my go-to CC items, Nasuri's Opal Highlight. I use this highlight on pretty much all my sims, and if not that one, I also use the Citrine highlight. These days I try not to spend too much time in detail edit mode unless I'm referencing a real person or character, so I try to rely on presets and just edit them with sliders outside of detail edit mode. I take a really long time to make sims. Like before I sped it up, this video was like an hour and a half, so spending less time in detail edit mode helps me save some time. For this sim, I just used a natural lip, which I believe was by Obscurus. As you can see, Obscurus is carrying my entire game on their back. So for this sim, the only thing I knew going into the game is that I really wanted to use this new hair by Simandy I had just downloaded. I was really wowed by it because I've never really seen anything like it in The Sims before, and I just knew I had to put that on a sim. Once I got that hair on, I tweaked the face a little bit more so that it framed the face how I wanted and continued to make my finishing touches on the sim. One thing I've realized about my sim making process is that I actually end up modeling the entire look around whichever hair I want to use. Sometimes I have a particular look in mind, but for the most part, I just think to myself like, oh, I really like this hair I just downloaded. I'm gonna make a sim with it. Or I just want to make a sim with short hair or colorful hair or whatever it may be. So then the rest of their appearance just follows from that. You know how most people have the one physical feature they notice first when they meet a person? What's funny is, for me, that's a person's hair. I just think hair is a really cool way to express yourself, and there's so much you can do with that. So I realized I must be like subconsciously applying that same logic when I make my sims. So I'm kind of curious if that's the case for anyone else or not. Like, do you guys have a particular process when you're making your sims? Is anything similar? I know some people like to use reference images or cast challenges or have a specific aesthetic in mind before they make their sims. Others just kind of go with the flow and see where that takes them. If you have your own way you like to make your sims, let me know down in the comments. Okay, we're finally moving on to the clothes. I only did the everyday outfits for this, by the way, because otherwise this would be really long. But for this sim, I decided to go for a kind of effortlessly stylish look. I don't know. But I wanted him to look like he dresses nice, but nothing too fancy. In we're finally coming up on another go-to CC item. I gave all my Sims natural nails and applied them to all outfits, which, by the way, that feature is like the most useful thing EA has ever implemented for me personally. But anyway, they're nails by White Spider, I think, and they pretty much all I use for natural nails. So I highly recommend them. They have a lot of swatches, so they match a lot of different skin tones and they have different lengths. After that, I accessorized the sim with some simple gold jewelry, and then I was about done. Okay, we are now moving on to my next sim. For this one, I had absolutely no clue what I was going for going in. No hair in mine, nothing. So I guess I kind of thought I might use a short hair, but I wasn't really sure. I was kind of just doing whatever until I figured out how I wanted the sim to look. But anyway, I don't want to bore y'all with going through my entire sim process again, as it's pretty much the same for all my sims. So instead, as I'm making this sim, I wanted to share some more about myself and introduce my channel and my plans for it. So first of all, my name is Amaya. One nickname of mine is Amaya Papaya, and I wanted a cute channel name with a personal meaning without being related to any specific game. So I got Paya from Papaya and added an I there like my name, and we got paiyaplays. Anyway, I've been playing Sims since I was a kid. I started out with Sims 3, like God knows how long ago, and I've always loved the idea of sharing my Sims and their stories with everyone. So I finally decided to make that a reality through this YouTube channel. I've always been a very like look what I made type person, so I finally decided to do that in a community where other people share that same interest in the game. Anyone who knows me probably knows that I had been constantly sharing my Sims over text message, or my Twitter timeline, or my empty WordPress blog, or to any friend that would listen, but I had also always been way too shy to share on a larger scale like YouTube, even though I really wanted to. So it took me a really long time to build up the courage to make this channel and to post this video. But thankfully, I had a lot of sweet people around me that inspired me to keep going at this. So, if any of you are watching this, I'm sending you so much love and virtual hugs because all your encouragement and promises to watch my videos and talking to me about it really helped me to keep going with this. So, shout out to y'all. Anyway, I started this channel out with a Sims video, and that will be my main focus for now. But I do play other games that I might post on this channel sometimes too, whether I'm burnt out from Sims or just feel like sharing something else. Sims has been my favorite game series for a long time, but I also don't really want my entire channel to be tied to it. And so that's also why I chose not to have a Sims themed channel name. And as far as other games I like to play, my second most played game is Honkai Star Rail. It's my token gacha game, I fear. But besides that, I got back into Animal Crossing lately after the update this year. And I've also been slowly getting into Persona 5 Royal. In general, I tend towards games with fleshed out stories because I just love stories. I think stories are my favorite aspect of any game, which is also why I really like having the opportunity to try and create my own stories through The Sims. But yeah, I'm not too sure what I might want to do with those games in the future, but I want to keep things open-ended for myself to post whatever games pique my interest. I have quite a few games I haven't finished, and I've also got Undertale sitting unplayed in my Steam right now. And I know for a fact I want to get Tomodachi Life Living the Dream when it comes out, so I'm thinking those could be some possible options for the future. But anyway, back to The Sims. I've got a lot of exciting ideas planned for my Sims content. I plan to focus on my cast creations, casual gameplay, and some Sims stories here. For now, I have a lot of ideas for cast videos planned, and I also really want to share my progress with my Sour Legacy Challenge with y'all. There was a point where I was so uninspired and bored in my games that I spent most of my time in Create a Sim instead, but I've been super into my Legacy Challenge lately, to the point it pretty much made me fall back in love with gameplay. I've been super fixated on it for months now, so it's been taking up pretty much all of my attention in the game, and I want to share it with you all sometime. So if you don't know what the Sour Legacy is, it is a legacy challenge made by Dizzy Whims on Tumblr, and it's themed around celebrity life and some generational trauma. It's a really interesting premise that incorporates a lot of different gameplay elements, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I fleshed out my Sims a lot beyond just the parameters of the challenge, so I'm planning on making some videos in the near future explaining my Sour Legacy storyline, and then maybe posting my casual gameplay. I want to try and make a little series out of it, catching y'all up, so keep a lookout for that. Some other things to look forward to are my save file videos, making over my old Sims, making themed Sims, and I also want to post some casual long plays once I get a better hang of posting on here. So, yeah, lots of things that I am looking forward to, and I'm hoping that anyone who watches my videos can come to share in my excitement too. Okay, so the look was really coming together, and at this point, I was just finalizing the accessories. As you can see, I really took my time with that. Even though I didn't have a specific look in mind when I made this sim, I was really happy how she turned out. I think the pink look really suited her nicely, and I just feel like if I saw someone like this outside in public, I would think they look really cool. We are now coming up on the end of this video, and I will be adding a CC list and tray files down in the description if you all would like to get these Sims or some of these CC items for yourself. Thank you so much for watching my very first video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to return soon with more videos, so I'll see you soon.